Hello, it is Come time again. In the past few days, there are a lot of discussions and argument on Hai Bong Sao and the twisted knee in Iji Kam Myung Ma, which is I suggest or propose to obsolete it because it is having flaw in biomechanic design. Okay, we are not using thing as it is designed. For example, the knees is for bending, it's not for twisting. We're using it in Iji Kamyong Ma to twist it. That is not using the biomechanic design for what it is. Try to doing something else. Okay, of course it's not going to do a good job or effective or efficient job for that. So today I'd like to share with you something very important, and I hope that it will solve some of your issue. Okay. The reason why I share with you this is because have you ever see when people are sick, okay, or a person who is weak, okay, where they want to having a hope to be better or getting better. So when the people is sick, say for example they have high blood pressure or diabetic, okay, they look for a way how to help themselves to be better or to live better if the disease cannot be cured. Okay, and the people who is weak, they look for a way to defend themselves, to protect themselves. Okay, if you really are thinking for these people, you know how lucky is a healthy person and a healthy and reasonably strong person. Okay, so I share is for those people, for the people who is sick, who is ill. My teacher and actually my grandfather always remind me, they remind me is this: if you cannot help people, do not screw them. Okay, but if you can help them, do anything you can help them to help them. Disregard of they are millionaire, billionaire, or the homeless asking for just a cup of hot coffee beside the street. Same, okay? So what I want to share with you today is really, really critical. Okay. First, I like to using this apple to tell you what's going on. This is an apple, okay? So we see this apple, we touch this apple, we can cut this apple. However, as soon as we do not eat this apple, we have no way to tell the taste of this apple. Okay, and we like it or not. Today's Chinese martial art, most people never taste the apple. They might see the apple in the picture, like reading a book. They might hold an apple, they might cut an apple, but they never taste it. And if one never tastes it, when apple is grind, okay, or make it into a different shape, one will not be able to tell is it apple or it is not apple. And this is exactly where the problem comes. A lot of things today is like looking at apple and guessing what is the taste of the apple. Okay? This is problem. You look at it, most Qigong, where people make all kinds of claims, even the same thing, like 心气 to 丹田, you ask 10 teacher, 10 teacher tell 10 different things. That is exactly showing that people never taste the apple. Now, why do I care for this? What I care for this is this. If there are people who is diabetic out there or having high blood pressure out there, which is try to help themselves to study Qigong, all the speculations of apple without tasting it is actually screw them. Okay? For example, people say, oh yeah, you can 心气 to 丹田, and then you have this magical power and so forth, healing and everything. Let me tell you the truth if you have eaten the apple. Do you know that pay attention to the 丹田 or lower abs will raise the blood sugar, the blood glucose level? So the diabetic must not do that because it raises the blood glucose in many cases. Why? Because that type of paying attention to the lower abdomens and handling the breathing influence the liver. And at some case, it increase the blood glucose due to it actually influence the liver. Okay. So, unless one tastes the apple, all this speculation is only going to screw people. And as a martial artist or responsible person, we don't want to do this. Okay? What it is us who need those kind of things. Do we want other people to tell their speculation to us and then we get screwed? So don't do whatever we don't want others to do to us, to other people, right? So, do I say anybody is wrong or other people do not know what they are doing on this Qigong and everything? No, I don't blame anybody and I don't say it is fault or anything either. What I'm saying is that in the past 160 years, a lot of this Qigong stuff has become a speculations, like a speculations of the taste of the apple where no one or 99.999% of the people never taste the apple. But they keep speculations on the apple. Okay? That's how serious it is. And later I want to give you some example. You can try and see what happens, okay? And that's why a lot of people, because they do not know what is the taste of apple, they are not sure what they are talking about. They can speculate, oh, it might be this way, and they usually say, I believe apple will taste so. I think apple will taste so. But they cannot tell you. Very sure, very solid, apple tastes this way. And if a teacher cannot say that apple tastes this way. To follow those type of teachers' instructions, it's not going to go anywhere. This world is about cause and effect. Okay? Now, the same thing with apple. If one never eat an apple, okay, then in their body there is no the content of apple. The first thing is very simple, make it simple, is vitamin C. If I eat 10 apple, my body will be detected with vitamin C if somebody detected by body chemistry. Okay? Now, this is an issue with the Western scientific research on Qigong. If one never tasted apple, never eat an apple, they will never be able to tell the Western researcher what they have in their body. Okay? So the issue is like this. If you do not know what is in your body, how can you tell other people to check what? Or you say, well, oh yeah, learn from the universe. What universe? There's so vast in the universe. Okay? How can one know what you think or what you don't know, especially? If you don't know the taste of apple, how can other people know what is the taste of the apple? Okay? So, the funny thing is this way. If one do not know that this is there's vitamin C and there's have never eat apple, they go to the Western scientific research lab. Say, well, test myself. I know this apple. This apple have this good is good for health and everything. And the Western researcher do a chemical test in their body. Don't know what they're looking for, and don't know what's going on. Okay. So the Western researchers say there's nothing there, you know. You talk about all this good thing of apple, the energy and everything, there's nothing there. And then the guy who didn't eat the apple was saying that, you know, you just too low level in your scientific, in the Western scientific. We have this advanced energy thing. You don't know, okay? In fact, if one guy have really tasted the apple, eat 10 of them, you go to the Western lab, to the university research lab, you say, I have 8 apple, okay? I know there's vitamin C in my body. They check it. Right away, they can see, yes, they confirm, it's vitamin C in your body. Because human, apple is apple, okay? So this is the problem. This is the issue, and this is the thing I'm trying to do. To fuse the ancient and the Western scientific, which is very good. One side, the Chinese have 1,000 years of experience in living, and the Western have this very mechanical, good systems to be able to detect and verify things, and confirm things. If they work together, it's perfect. So we need to eat the apple, really eat it, and we know what we are eating. Then we go to the lab, we're saying that, okay, please confirm for me, verify for me. I ate apple. There must be vitamin C in my body. Can you confirm? Am I right? Then the Western researcher can confirm it. Yes or no. It's very solid. Okay? So let's not calling the Western researcher that, well, they are low. Okay, their science is low. We have some advanced 2,000 or 5,000 years culture. We have all this top secret. They don't know. And then let's not on the other side, from the Western side, say, those guys are bullshitting. What energy, what chi, okay? In fact, both doesn't even know what's going on, okay? So it is actually the job of the guy who practices the Qigong to really know what is going on. Then they can walk into the university research lab and tell him that my body have this reaction. Please verify for me. He might be true, might be correct, might be wrong, but there's something there, something can we work with and understand more with the Western way. Okay? That's how we all progress. Because everything is science and technology. Or maybe because I live in Silicon Valley, so I think that way. Okay? But without this way, how can we have iPhone today? Well, 25 years ago, we still don't have it, right? So, this is the two things we need to put in mind. Otherwise, we're going to screw other people, screw ourselves, and create a whole bunch of stuff like the West doesn't know, and then the East is full of shit, those kind of stuff. No point, it's going to go nowhere. Okay? It's going to not help anybody, and we actually want to fuse together and progress. We don't want to stay there and argue nonsense and wasting time. Okay. Now, I want to share with you a few things on this eating apple stuff, so you can try it and you can know. The reason why I set up or I coined the 6-13-3 is because we need to be specific and we need to know exactly what happened, like tasting the apple, so that we can communicate with the Western researcher. And we need to get things scientifically, and then when we have criteria, follow the criteria so that it is like a mass production process. Okay? We can do high quality mass production. We don't want to sit down there, speculate on Apple, and for the whole lifetime, we don't know what the heck is this. Okay? So 6-13-3, you have the 6 core element. So let's talk about this thing. Say breathing. Many people talk about Qigong either for healing or martial art or so forth, so forth. Qigong. And the first key of the criteria of Qigong, as we know in my previous video, is about breathing. Okay? Breathing. So everybody talk about, is the natural breathing or reverse breathing. They can do this, they can have this chi feeling and everything. But oops, sorry, there's one thing they don't talk about. They don't talk about what the Chinese call the breathing flow. The breathing flow. How to smoothen the breathing flow. So what the heck is this breathing flow? Breathing flow meaning breathe better, right? Okay. This is the secret. If you taste the apple, you know. If you don't, you don't know. Okay? That's why this is the first criteria of Qigong. The first criteria of Qigong is the smooth of the breathing, the refine of the breathing is directly proportional to your diaphragm handling. Okay? If you tense that diaphragm, it's not going to get smooth and deep. It is going to tense there. Okay? It's physical. And because this is related to diaphragm, let me tell you a secret today. You know this solar plexus area? This is like a V-shaped area here. You just look at the people who claim they have Qigong. If this area is hard, tense, you know they don't have it. Because the guy who all has Qigong, this part is soft. Because their diaphragm is moving really naturally, loose. So the first part of the Qigong practice is one have to develop a loose in this area, and the diaphragm is loose. Without that, forget about breathing. Forget about Qigong breathing. Just that simple. So when people show me they are Xiu Lim Tao, and then they say they practice Qigong, forget about it. Because you're tensing this thing up. This is tense. Okay? So in the Chinese, they say Han Xiong Ba Bei. The chest has to concave. Why concave? Because once you concave a little bit, this part loosen up. Okay? So you cannot lie whether you eat the apple or not. This is Silicon Valley. You don't talk that way to the CEO if you are upper management or director of the design or the VP of design or R&D or the fellow of technology. You need to be every steps, not I think, I believe. No, you track it down. Okay. So today I share with you. You can go test it out. See if this part is tense, and see if you have tense this part, how well is the breathing, and if it's loose, how well is the breathing. If you stuck your chest this way with this tensing up, how is breathing? If you go like this, how is the breathing? Okay. If you concave a little bit, relax it, how's the breathing? Simple as that. No need to guess for 1,000 years or one lifetime. Okay. So whenever people do this, raise up the shoulder, you know it disconnect the body core, and then the breathing is going to stuck here. Human biomechanic, that's human body nature. Okay. So again, have we tasted the apple? If we taste it, we know. If we don't, we can sit down there guessing for whole lifetime and reason for whole lifetime. We are not sure because we've never been there. So that's about breathing. Okay? Breathing core element. We have this technology. You want to talk about the full breathing, like the Tai Chi classic, Tai Chi Chuan classic. Okay? It said, 气偏生气不少吃 in Mandarin. What it means is that the breathing is like flowing in the whole body without any stagnations. This is the first gate. If this cannot achieve or attain, forget about that. Full body breathing and so forth, without stagnations. Now everybody can read the Tai Chi classic, which is writing this quote I just quote you. This is the quid. But what's good if this is not, this first lock is not open? There's many things out there. Okay. Now, the second thing I want to share with you is physical and force flow. These days, everybody say they have force flow too. And I like to show you this, share with you this. You just look at their Xiu Lim Tao set. If they practice Xiu Lim Tao set this way, I guarantee you there's no force flow. They don't know about force flow. Why? This hand, if you do like this, it's like a rod. If you do this way, see this? This way is like a rod because you jam the whole thing. Okay? This way is like a spring. So when you do this, okay, when you do this, if this is this way, you know that he be able to detect the action and reaction force. The minute they do this, all bets off on force flow. You know they never taste the apple. Okay? One can argue, keep argue, okay, but one is not sure. One just argue for argument's sake. So, well, I'm right, you're wrong. Okay? But who cares who's right, who's wrong? Is it or is it not? It's like when my CEO asks me, is it or is it not? I say yes or no. Because otherwise, tomorrow Wall Street, the stock will going down. Okay? So yes or no? Yes or no? This is physical. This is forceful handling. That simple. Okay? Physical and forceful. The third is mind. People say mind power. I have this mind power. So the same thing is in this in Sambaifat. People say, oh yeah, you know, there's a mind power. I want to use mind power here. Well, let me ask you questions. Or let's do this. Okay? You can do it at your home. You pay really serious attention to your palm here while you're moving it up. Pay attention to the middle of the palm here. Move it up. Okay? And right now, after you do a few times, pay attention. Okay? Like people say, using your focus, your intentions, and your intentions to pay your intention there, put your place your intention there, and then you move it up slowly. Okay? Do that 10 times. Okay? And then now I want you to do this. Just thinking you want to relax this part of your palm and move it up in a very relaxed way. Okay? Do it 10 times. See what is the difference. There's the difference. If you do this with the attention, it's tense, it's stress in the head, and it is tense here. If you just say, well, I just want to relax this part and moving out in a relaxed way, you still pay attention, but you relax, your body is relaxed. This is not that heavy. Okay? Now, the question comes like this. In the Yi Kam Siu Lim Tao King Kit 1840, it said that when the palm, the back of the palm facing outward, the sun defined as the energy which is power your mental function, and the intention is both how do you say that, present. It's both present, so meaning that your energy to support your intention and your intention are both present. Okay, so in other words that when you when the palm the back of the palm face outward, okay, the energy of the intention and the intention both present, okay, presence there. Okay, now tell me which one it belongs to. Focus, push it up, tense, or just relax the palm, just release it outward. Which one? Okay, so which one? You want to develop mind power? Which one? Well, let me tell you the answer. If you have eat the apple, it turns out that it's the second one. You don't have to pay attention or intention that tense. You just say, okay, I want to relax this part, and then just move it up while you are knowingly relax that part. That's it. Okay? Why is this? Because if you have this loose way, relaxed way, that's where things flow. When you get the intention there, you're going to run into tunnel vision and stress the whole thing out. The chi is not going to flow if you want to talk about channel. Okay? You're going to stagnation. Your breathing stuck too if you do that. Right? So, the same thing with eating apple. Let's not talk about create mental mind power in Siu Lim Tao if we do not even be able to specifically tell what is that. Okay? If we don't even know that there's two types of the example of using the mind here, intention here. How are we going to the Western lab and or biofeedback lab and tell the Western scientific researcher, I can do this, and they're going to check you what? They're going to put probe here, sensor here, check for what? Your brainwave, alpha, beta, gamma, delta, and see which one is that. And you say, well, I can do this. This is going to evoke my alpha or beta based on how I can handle it. Only that, you know, is one have tasted this apple. Otherwise, your guess is as good as my guess. Okay? This is serious. If we cannot define it clearly and develop it, how can we expect other people to do it? It's like a manager in design engineering. If the manager do not know how to design that thing, how can they expect a college graduate who have no idea on the design to do the job? The manager have to mentor the college grad. Do this, expect this, and if this result you want to do this way, that result you want to do this way. This is how to handle it. Then the college grad can do it because they have all the training, engineering training. Same thing when we go to the lab of the Western Research University. Okay? It's this simple. There's nothing mysterious there. As the Buddhism, the Heart Sutra said, emptiness is no different than form. Form is no different than emptiness. Within the physical, one can see, can detect what is the non-physical, the energy level stuff. The energy level, we can predict the physical stuff. Scientific. It has to be scientific. In fact, Buddhism is really scientific. If it's not scientific, it's not Buddhism. Because Buddhism talk about cause and conditions to get the result of the effect. That's engineering. Okay. Now, at last, I want to share with you this so-called qi stuff. Okay. So there is a friend of mine come to my home here, asking me to help him on the qigong. Okay. And I said, well, I don't know much, you know, about qi and all those kind of stuff, but I only know some basic stuff. Okay, why don't I might be able to help you a little bit. Okay. So what happened is that I want him to lay on the sofa, actually over here actually. I said, you just think that when you inhale, there's a string from your nose going down to your lower abdomen and so forth. Okay, down to a string down to your lower abdomen and so forth. So I said, well, you practice it for 5 minutes. And then let me know what happened. And 5 minutes later, he's so happy. He said, oh, Hendrik, I feel this heat going down. I feel that my lower abdomen, the dantian, warm up. Whole bunch of stuff. And then you know what I tell him? Can you stop that fantasy? The reason why I want you to think of a thin thread when you inhale, like a thin thread going down to your body, is I want to use the visualizations to help you to relax your mind, your body, so that this diaphragm and everything can be relaxed, loose, and you have a smooth breathing. I am helping you to handling your physical, okay, to help your breathing. Where the heck is all this energy stuff? Okay? You guys don't have to believe me. You just think this way. Just do this experiment, okay, and observe. If you think there's a fine thread when you inhale going down to your lower abdomen, see how it feels. If you think that this is a big rock when you inhale going down when you exhale, when you inhale, see the difference. When you think a big rock and a fine thread. That visualization is for handling the physical, to have it to lose up and the mind lose up. But the people who, if they keeping thinking this energy, heat, dantian, qi, and all this kind of thing, their mind will never get rest. Their body is doing God knows what kinds of reaction there, and their whole body physiology is going to react. Okay. So that goes all this Qigong stuff. Most of the Qigong stuff get into that trap. Oh, there's a heat, there's a cold, I see light. Well, while the job I want him to do is only, can you pay attention, just like thinking a small thread, a thin, fine, very lightweight thread when you inhale, going down to your stomach. That way that you can handle your physical to help the breathing and loose up your diaphragm and so forth. So why make this simple stuff some chi and mysterious, and then if I don't correct him, he might go out and say, you know, Hendrik can make me feel chi in 5 minutes, and now I have Qigong. Oh my God. In fact, it's just very simple stuff. Anybody, you guys watch this, you can see. Think about it. Do an experiment. If this is a thin thread going down while you inhale versus a thicker, like a rod, see how it feels. How the breathing goes. That's just handling the physical. Okay. So this is all I'd like to share with you today. Again, I'm not perfect, I'm not grandmaster. I'm happy if I'm a high school student, can teach some good kids, healthy kids, and do good for the community and the country and the human race. Okay? And so I'm happy if what I say in this YouTube can help the East and West get together and proceed and improve together. That is what my intention. The rest, I really don't care. I'm an engineer. I'm not going to be thinking that to be some kind of guru or grandmaster. It doesn't come in my mind. I'm more worried what I'm going to tell my CEO when he asks me about design. Okay.